Welcome, Hoardlings, to another Game Hoarder production. I'm proud to present Spellcasting 101. Sorcerers get all the girls. Spellcasting series is a old series created by Steve Meretzky while he was at Legend Entertainment. We're going to be playing as Ernie Eaglebeak, who's a student at the prestigious Sorcerer University. This is kind of like Harry Potter meets Leisure Suit Larry. It takes place in a fictional world called Peloria, which appears like a modern society. However, magic has the place of science. Peloria is mostly occupied by Fizzbuttle Ocean with islands where the player travels throughout the game. Alright, that's enough shit from the wiki. Let's get started. When was this made? Do we want to restore? No, we're going to do a new game. Another red letter day. Like an animal locked in an attic. A beating by your drunken stepfather Joey Rottenwood. The only respite from boredom. But clutched in your hand an application. Your ticket to freedom. The drab walls fade into images of laboratory magic, jousting matches, fraternity parties. Approaching footsteps and creaking hinges jerk you back to reality. You shove the application into the desk drawer, steeling yourself for the beating of a lifetime, and then melt with relief as your mother enters.
Ernie, hide that.
Your father? What the? I'm trying to read that to the peoples. Chapter 1, Escape. The Sunday school teacher asked, who can tell me what we must do before we ask forgiveness of sin? After a long silence, a pupil suggested, well, first we've got sin. To sin. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't let me, it's just auto-loading here. It's quite rude. Anyways, we're in the bedchamber. Your domain is the draftiest, cobwebbiest attic in the whole village of Port Gecko. Its only adornment, a plain writing desk. 2 windows pierce the exterior wall of the south side of the room. A small, smelly room lies to the north, and a heavy closed door dominates the western wall. Opposite the heavy door is a large fireplace, whose crackling fire fails to conquer the room's chilly drafts. In the corner is a pile of rotting hay. The only thing you have that passes for a bed. Well, the first thing you want to do in this series is you want to type the word naughty, which turns on naughty mode and gives much better descriptions of our surroundings, wink wink. So since I didn't get to finish reading the intro, basically, Mom comes in, says, Ernie, hide that, your father's in a foul mood. Considering the welts on your back from some of Rottenwood's good moods, you don't want to deal with him in a foul mood. Don't call him father, Mom. Hush, if he hears you say that. I don't care. He beats me no matter what I say. A slurred voice bellows from below. Pam! Woman! Where's my ale? I told you to bring me my mug filled. Pam? I better go. Be careful, Ernie. She kisses you tenderly and then hauls ass out through the door. Alright, so here we are with another text/still graphic adventure, if you will. I've done Eric the Unready, I believe, and games like Callahan's Cross Time Saloon. They kind of all revolve around this text adventure genre where you can type in several different commands and you're treated with one screen at a time. The compass and direction in which you are facing and going is always important in these games. I've also done the Zork 1 and 2, which are just straight text, no graphics at all, but I did add some nice ambient sound and sound effects to those to kind of spice those up. If you haven't checked those out, I would highly recommend it. Apparently, Big Bang Theory, I guess, had a episode where they mentioned Zork, and all of a sudden everyone went and got Zorked out on YouTube, and a lot of them got pointed toward my playthroughs. So there's quite a few comments that say, like, Sheldon sent me here, things like that. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Big Bang. The game was made in 1990. So I would have been about, I don't know, 12-ish. But it also wasn't exactly a game parents were going out and buying for their 12-year-olds. So I'm pretty sure I didn't play this until a lot later. Although I definitely was playing Leisure Suit Larry at a very early age, too early. But whatever. I'm going to learn about all that fun stuff eventually anyways. Might as well get a good head start on it. So I might add a little bit of background music to this just because it is, I think, completely silent except for our intro music. So I'll cut and paste some music and possibly some sound effects to spice this up. We'll do a little bit of exploring, but mainly going to be like a direct walkthrough, playthrough of the game. But again, first things first, enable naughty mode. If you're playing this game in nice mode, then you're a pussy. Alright, so you can see everything as far as our commands that we can give, and then this is pretty much everything that's the description of in the room that we can interact with. So at least it gives you that, although it does give you tons of stuff. So I could examine all. I guess we have to be specific. Your domain is the draftiest. Cobweb is okay. We've already done this. So let's examine our bed, our hay bed. The hay is disgusting and riddled with thousands of tiny bugs, just like this game. We can also look at, or look in, pile of hay. How can you do that? You hear some footsteps on the stair. Let's open. The writing desk. You open the writing desk and discover a love note and an application. The footsteps are getting closer. Let's just see what happens. Let's wait. The bedchamber door burst open and in swaggers your stepfather, Joey Rottenwood, a wiry mousetrap of a man. His reflexes and muscles have been owned by a lifetime of barroom brawls and beating the shit out of you. He has one of those faces that never looks as though it can produce a smile. But then on those occasions when it does, you wish mightily that it hadn't. Rottenwood grabs the application. He hurls it to the floor, bellowing, "You're not going to become a wimp of a wizard, you little creep. In fact, I've just this day bonded you in servitude to an old pal in the Dragon Tending Guild. You'll be collecting your miserable little ass in 3 hours. You'll spend the next 7 years becoming a man, picking parasites out of dragon scales, carting away dragon shit, and rebuilding charred cages. It'll build character. It'll build muscles. Lord knows you could use some." He whirls and slams the door behind him. A scrape and subsequent clank tells you that the door has been rebarred. Okay. We'll get the application. We'll get our love note. Tons of verbs and things to do. Look at writing desk, look under the writing desk, through inside. So we can go look in. Various ways of doing it. There's also a rat in the room, chilling out. Got to be a little bit more specific than in some of the other text adventure games. Robbie the rodent is just one of many lovely little creatures with whom you share your lovely little quarters. Might be faster if I just type. There's nothing within the crack but a lot of old dust. Get cloak. You already have the cloak. Alright, let's try moving around. Let's go north. This is a small, dirty closet with an exit to the bedchamber to the south. On the opposite wall is a tiny door which is closed. Potty chamber. Let's look in the potty chamber. Well, you're in for it, for one thing. Okay. Giant turd. Let's try to read our love note. The note is nervously scrawled in your own writing.
Dearest Lola, I am a secret admirer. For years I have worshipped you from afar. I am not worthy of your attention yet, but shortly I leave for Sorcerer U, and when I become a great and powerful wizard, I will return to claim you. Please wait for me, my little treasure chest. Ernie Eaglebeak.
The tiny door creaks slowly, ominously open. Ooh, some sound effects already added for me. There's a potty on the floor of the nook. A spider web hangs above it. Okay. Let's, Now the game has got a timer that goes on. You can see the time on the right-hand side. It's 5:05 p.m. on a Friday. So there are instances where you can lose if you do not do things in a certain amount of time. However, half the game is enjoying all the little nuances. Matter of fact, we should probably save to the default. That's fine. Let's see if we can save to backup. Just got to remember your save games. Or go look at them in the directory. This is all run through DOSBox. Look at Spiderweb. I thought there was like a hit action. Let's take the Spiderweb. You can't take it. I wouldn't want to live there, but a spider would probably call it home sweet home. Let's push the potty. The potty is clearly no pushover. The potty door creaks slowly closed. Moving the potty reveals a metal grate of the floor of the nuke for the purpose of waste disposal. It also reveals a somewhat surprised spider. Aw, he's a little cutie patootie. Let's take the spider. You take the spider from the spider web. Human waste. Man. Yeah! Let's just say the potty's filled with both liquids and solids of the sort that school children will never cease to joke about. This game, of course, would never stoop to such depths of immaturity. Let's open the grate. You grab at the grate. It seems firmly affixed to the floor. You take a deep breath. You give it a mighty tug. It doesn't budge. Damn. You begin walking away, getting madder and madder at this stupid, inanimate hunk of metal that refuses to do what you want. Until finally, with a scream of primal rage, you charge across the room and tear madly at the grate. With the matching scream, the grate separates from the floor. It begins ricocheting off the walls. What? How do I scroll up? Curl into a well-protected ball until the sound of rebounding metal has been replaced by a safer sound of metal quivering in the corner. As you cautiously uncurl, you notice where once a grating rested, a jagged and smelly hole leads downward. And we got 3 points. You can activate and deactivate score, change notification with the notify command. I don't know why the door keeps closing. Inventory is an important command. You're holding a spider, a love note, and an application, and you are wearing a cloak. Okay, so we're going to go down. So you can click down. You can see up here you have northeast, southwest, in and out. You squeeze down the hole. It's a tight fit, and you try not to think about the substances that are smearing across every surface of your body. Suddenly, with a long, drawn-out rip, your clothes tear away and you come tumbling out in the sunlight, smack into a rather gooey mud puddle. So I'm naked? We're in the alley. This is a narrow east-west alley. Your home forms the northern wall of the alley, and the Tiger Belly Cottage is the southern wall. At the eastern end of the alley is a closed gate that leads to the street. At the western end of the alley is a small tool shed, where the gardener keeps his tools and work clothes. You see a cart and an old horse here. In the cart, you see some cow shit. And your score goes up by 5 for checking out the cow shit. All kinds of stuff. It's a flat rock. Let's push the flat rock. The flat rock is clearly no pushover. I guess move is the best. Move doesn't seem to be an option over there, but it works. As you move the flat rock, a rusty key is revealed. Outside the gate, a gaily singing voice approaches the alley. It's Lola! You freeze with terror. Any moment the gate will open. Suddenly, oh, puff and feathers, I'm caught. Stupid dress, stupid old gate. The gate shakes as Lola tries to free her garment. Great, you're about to be shipped into 7 years of servitude. And your love is about to see you scratched and naked and covered with filth. What more could possibly go wrong? Okay, let's get the key. You try, but you can't budge the key, probably because of the foot that has just appeared on it. The foot is connected to Miss Minnie Beancounter, the elderly spinster, who was your schoolmarm back when you were a tyke. Why she is here, let alone standing on the key you so desperately need, is a mystery.
Is that you wearing this yaggle beak? Where are my spectacles? But of course it's you, Ernest. You always did love digging in the mud. Your papa told me that you got an apprenticeship, and I just had to see you before you left. Now where are those spectacles? I want a good long last look at you.
I'm gonna kill her. You manage to send Miss Minnie Beancounter, an elderly spinster, respected throughout the town, someone who has known you since you were knee-high to a tree sprite, sprawling into the mud. She appears disoriented, but then brightens and says,
Yes, Dr. Elbow Blower, it's time for my mud bath. Yes, I know it's good for my gout.
From the far side of the gates, you hear an all too familiar voice.
Hello there, Lola. Having a little problem.
Oh, hi, Mr. Rottenwood. My dress is caught in the gate. Maybe you could help me. You have such big muscles.
So wait, is my pops out here now? I'm confused. Be a shame for a pretty young thing like you to waste any time stuck on a gate. Let's see what we can do. A brief animal grunt. There.
Oh, thank you so much, Mrs. Rottenwood. You're so kind. I hope you'll let me show my appreciation. And invite you over for a tea.
It throws me when it scrolls like that because it doesn't go paragraph by paragraph.
Invite you over for tea now and then.
Burning with anger, you decide that someday Rottenwood will be tortured to death by hell hamsters. That'd be nice, Lola. Just so happens I'll be having some extra free time. We're sending little Ernie Eaglebeak away for a while. Clinic that specializes in bedwetting cases. You decide that death by hell hamster torture is way too kind. So that, yeah, all of a sudden, I guess, Joey Rottenwood shows up. Maybe we can get the key now that we kill. It didn't let us kill her. It sounded like we could push her over. Alright, we got a ton of shit in front of us. Let's see if we can do talk to Lola. Lola can't hear you from here. Maybe we need to get away and get some clothes. Look at shed. Open shed. Unlock shed. Unlock shed with rusty key. Damn it! That's why clicking's good. You can't misspell. The rusty lock of the tool shed squeaks open. Now we can open the shed. You open the shed door and then we'll enter the shed. You're in a small shed used by the gardener Jimmy Rising Moon for storing his tools. The only exit is a door to the east. You see some gardening tools and some overalls. Your score's gone up by 8! Well, let's get some pants here. You put on the overalls. Without warning, a vicious-looking man approaches you. He cracks a large whip in your direction. I'm Billy Creepinfight, and your ass is mine for the next 7 years. I think you're gonna come to know me real well. He hustles you off to a dragon ranch in the bleak northern steppes of Upper Drudge, where first your spirit is broken, later you're back. And we're done. We're dead. The end. You've achieved a score of 16 out of 1,000 in 41 moves. This gives you the rank of level 1 sorcerer. So again, you have to do things within a certain amount of time. Well, here we go.
I'd better go. Be careful, honey.
She kisses you tenderly, then slips away, carefully rebarring the door. So these jackasses are locking me in here too. It's totally Harry Potter. I bet you JK used to play this game. So this time, instead of dallying around, we will get right to the punch. So we tried to get all. Robbie the Rat's first credo is live and let live. His second credo is grab me and I'll bite your fucking hand off. Well, we do take a pile of hay, a love note, and an application. I don't think we can get out before this guy gets in here and beats the hell out of us. So here's where this Peabody is going to come. We can actually just push her. We'll grab our key again. Now when you do wear overalls, you'll see it did the taking in, it put them on it. So I'm not sure what our time was. I know we were past 5 p.m., but now we're at 4:55 p.m. Out of shed, basically. You dash to the alley gate and crash into your stepfather and Lola, who are holding hands. Fortunately, between your overalls, filth, and stench of cow shit, they mistake you for the gardener. Watch where you're going, you fucking fool! Rottenwood bellows after you, or I'll see you tending to the prison garden. After a few days of hitchhiking, a subject about which this author has already written, you arrive at the Sorcerer's School. Chapter 2. Sorcerer University. A dean asked a student whether he was in the top half of his class. Oh no, sir, replied the student earnestly. I'm one of those who make the top half possible. Donkey Dung Hall. This is one of the largest rooms on campus. The only exit is a wide doorway to the south. There's a small plaque on the wall. Registration is in progress. A long line winds toward the registrar. Your score has gone up by 10. Probably a good time to save. We'll save this as... well, the default's fine. Oh no, what should I start calling these? Game Hoarder Rules for short. So yeah. You can see how that works. You can dilly-dally and look around, but the game will probably eventually kill you in most situations. Me! Look at me. You're one scrawny little shit. You're one nerdy little guy, but mostly you're one horny son of a bitch. Yes, I'll be improving all the text as I always do. Especially in dirty games, I like to make them dirtier. Again, this came out, close to 30 years ago, so... Gotta spice it up, man. It's 2019. I know you fucking snowflakes out there like a lot of rated NC-17 dialogue, so... Get ready for the titties. I'm going to go ahead and do this particular game in 30-minute segments. Like the good old days. I like to do my adventure games in half-hour episodes. But I want to thank you for watching. And stay tuned for more Spellcasting 101 Sorcerers Get All the Girls. See you soon. And we'll see Ernie soon as well. Had to drag it out to 30 minutes.